clearly the big talking point of the weekend here in England and probably I think in a lot of Europe as well, all leagues combined, is that Tottenham-Liverpool game. And not just the game, but the VAR incident, of course, when Luis Diaz scored that goal at 0-0, when Liverpool were down to 10 men already. That would have put Liverpool ahead. The goal was scored, but then the linesman flagged up for offside. We could all clearly see on television that Diaz was onside, and yet VAR didn't overturn the decision. The game continued, and then Spurs went on to win it. What did you make of it all?
You say that we could all see that it was onside, but if you're watching the game in England, two of the commentators said that it looks like it was offside. They said that real time.
Really? I mean, I was on French television.
Yeah, so. Quite a prominent guy as well. He used to play right back for a Premier League team. When he first spoke, he said, "Oh, it looks like he's just offside to me," and that's why on our TV screens they just moved on from it. It wasn't that big a topic until much later on in the game and afterwards.
Okay.
But I remember looking at it and I thought, I think that's onside. Do you know, when you saw the back leg of Van der Ven, I think it was, it's like, well, this should be a quick one. And then it moved on. So it was a strange moment to just see that, because I think, for me, the benefit of the doubt always goes to the referees as such, because if they see something, from my perspective anyway, if they see something and I don't see it, maybe it's because I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing. But when I see something, it seems very clear, and they say, no, it's otherwise. Yeah. I don't want to immediately say, oh, the referee's made a mistake. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I guess I've not seen something correctly. But it was a weird decision, created a ton of debate. And I'll be honest, I sit on a different side to the consensus with this. But I'd like to know what you think about it first.
So I think it was the biggest blunder that we've seen this season. And there will be others. There have been already a few. I mean, I like Howard Webb. I worked with him before. I don't know if it feels like there's been more messed up with VAR since he took over PGMOL, or if it's just because he wants more transparency. So every time there's a mistake, he says, "We apologize, we're sorry." But now, if there's more clubs who PGMOL had to apologize to for a VAR mistake or a referee mistake since Howard Webb has been in charge, then clubs who haven't been on the wrong end of either the referees or VAR, which I found baffling. And everywhere this morning in England, people say, how can we fix VAR? No, this is just not fixing VAR. Yeah, you can do maybe things to improve it. Like, for example, let's say, currently, if there's something with VAR, they're checking something, but the game has restarted, and then VAR by then realized that they made a mistake, for example, you can't go back. Once the game has restarted, it's finished. I mean, just say like, we give it 5 minutes, even if the game has restarted, that we can still go back because actually they had a better look and they said, actually, sorry, I know the game has restarted, but we made I don't know. There's maybe minor things like the referee talking live to the stadium, like we saw the Women's World Cup, or like you see with NFL, for example. Yeah. Maybe that would improve it. But it just needs to have competent people doing the VAR things.
Yes.
To start with.
Yeah, that in itself is the biggest issue I find. And I think a bigger problem with that is the fact that some people assume VAR is like it's just a robot somewhere, that it's going to be perfect because the way it's been programmed is the way that it is. But as you look at that Luis Diaz goal that was not given, the first mistake was with the assistant referee putting his flag up for offside.
I mean, he's where I am and where you are.
Exactly.
You can see there.
Exactly, and that's a mistake that gets made when some people say, "Oh, just get rid of the video assistant referee." If there's no video assistant referee concept, there's no goal to even discuss. Because if you go back to before VAR, the flag goes up. If the referee the assistant referee thinks it's offside, flag goes up, everything stops. Yeah. Yeah. But the bigger issue is the fact that they missed that. I don't think there'll be the same error as that. I hate the fact that these errors do happen, but it's like, it's the word, and it's a significant human error. And I think the point you make about being able to come back to something, my only concern with that would be, put yourself in the perspective of Spurs now, and imagine if Spurs scored from the restart, and then the referee in their ear say, "Oh no, we need to go back to the original thing."
No,
everybody's fighting.
Yeah, you're right, and I think that's why it's not happening right now. That's why the rule is, if he is restarted, this is it. It's over. Semi-automatic offside would help.
Absolutely.
English people who don't want to be like everybody else, don't want to do what everybody else does,
which
is why you do in England. Why semi-automatic is not used in the Premier League, I will never know. But the fact is, Nedum, that maybe Liverpool, even if Diaz had scored and that goal had been allowed, would not have won the game 10 against 11. I don't know. Maybe they would. Maybe it's a draw. I don't know. But right now, if you're Klopp and Liverpool, you feel pretty aggrieved, and if you're Liverpool fans.